don't see any ground why Azerbaijan is going to sign any agreement with Armenia. Framework agreement, comprehensive agreement, or whatever agreement. I don't see any ground for that. And yes, I believe that at least limited scale escalation, but limited, it does not mean limited as we had in Nerkin Hand, probably even much bigger, close to what happened in Jermug in September 2022 or in 2021, incursions into Armenia. They are quite likely in coming months. Why? Again, to be very short, why Azerbaijan is not interested to sign any agreement? Because A, President Aliyev needs the image of external enemy to continue to rally Azerbaijani population around his family rule for this new era, as he describes the post-2023 era for Azerbaijan. And in this new era, most probably the concept of Western Azerbaijan or the restoration of Western Azerbaijan, which is de facto means bringing Azerbaijanis into Armenia, at least bringing them, if not occupying part of Armenia, will become the central part of this new era and will become the pillar of this new deal to rally Azerbaijani population around President Aliyev. To make the long story short, I believe President Aliyev will do everything to transform or to make the concept of Western Azerbaijan or the establishment of Western Azerbaijan the next national dream, as was the liberation of Nagorno-Karabakh, upon which he came to power in 2003. And he said, okay, guys, you will tolerate whatever I and my family is doing, and I will realize our national dream. Our flags, again, will be in Shushi and Stepanakert. Of course, he used other names of the cities, but I don't want to use the Azerbaijani names. Now, President Aliyev needs new deal, new national dream to secure his and probably his wife or his son's rule for another 20 years. This is the domestic political reasons. Why President Aliyev is not interested to sign any agreement, because any agreement with Armenia will significantly decrease the possibility to use Armenia as an external enemy, the image of Armenia, and to continue to push forward for this Western Azerbaijan concept. And from a foreign policy perspective, okay, several reasons, but probably the number one is, let's not forget that starting from 1918, when first time the so-called Azerbaijan Democratic Republic was established or declared its independence in May 1918, 106 years ago, immediately there was a clear vision, both in Turkey, which, by the way, was behind the creation of Azerbaijan, and also among Azerbaijani leaders, that Azerbaijan and Turkey should have land border. So this was a dream or national agenda starting from 1918. 2 years of turmoil in South Caucasus, Azerbaijani and Turkish goal to have land border between each others. They failed, also because of Garegin Nejde. Then Armenia, Azerbaijan became part of Soviet Union, and Turkey forgot about this dream, and Azerbaijan was Sovietized, so okay. And after 1945, Turkey was in another side of Iron Curtain. Definitely no chances to defeat or destroy Soviet Union. 1991, Soviet Union collapsed, and these dreams again were revitalized. First, Nagorno-Karabakh war, again, Armenia's victory, and Azerbaijan and Turkey became separated by more than 200 kilometers. 2020, Nagorno-Karabakh second war, and September 2023, military takeover of Nagorno-Karabakh. So now, in its narrowest path in the Voyodor region, only approximately 25 kilometers divides Azerbaijan from Turkey. I mean, Azerbaijan from Nakhchivan, but Nakhchivan itself has a land border with Turkey. So from any logic, if you have a dream to have common border between Azerbaijan and Turkey, starting from 1918, and in the last 106 years, now you haven't been ever closer to realize your dream as now, because only 25 kilometers in Voyodor region separate you from your century-old dream. To think that for whatever reason, Azerbaijan or Turkey will drop out their dream and will say, okay, let's have a peace, normal relation with Armenia, trade, economic prosperity, cooperation, and etc. And let's forget about establishment of land border between Azerbaijan and Turkey. Okay, for me, it sounds science fiction. So this is one of the foreign policy reasons why Azerbaijan does not need agreement. And again, if there is an agreement, of course, someone will say, yes, Azerbaijan may sign agreement, but nobody pay any attention to any agreements. Azerbaijan may sign agreement, and next day Azerbaijan may attack and open the corridor. Yes, of course, now we are in the transition period of global order, and definitely agreements now have less significance or importance or meaning than before. But again, any agreement with Armenia, again, will restrict Azerbaijan's and Turkey's flexibility also on this area of creating common border. So escalation are quite likely, at least limited scale, in the scale of something which we saw in 2021, 2022, incursions into Armenia proper.
Yeah. So both Russia and Europe have tolerated this dictator. So what is Armenia's leadership doing in Europe when the security situation in Armenia is, even according to Pashinyan himself, at a critical juncture?
I would say it's not an issue why Armenian leadership is doing in Europe or what the hell Armenia's government is doing in Munich Security Conference. Definitely, you should have multidimensional foreign policy, especially in these crazy times. But from my perspective, one thing is very clear. If tomorrow Azerbaijan launches another attack against Armenia, I have great doubts that Europe and the United States will do something tangible on the ground. Yes, there could be calls, like statements, condemnations. Even, I don't believe, but even let's assume that some sort of mild sanctions for ticking the boxes will put on Azerbaijan. I don't believe it will happen, but let's assume even it happens. But again, neither Europe nor the United States will do nothing on the ground to kick out Azerbaijani troops from the territories if Azerbaijan is successful and is able to take more Armenian territories. Will Russia do? It's a big question. Frankly speaking, I don't know. But at least if I compare what Russia's reaction may be and what US and Europe Russia's may be, at least Russia have troops on the ground. Let's not forget that Russian troops are on Sunik. They appeared in Sunik first time in October 2020, when we asked them come to the Sunik to be deployed along the former Soviet Armenian-Soviet Azerbaijan border, hoping that they may stop Azerbaijani troops to enter proper Armenian territory when Azerbaijan broke our defense lines in Nagorno-Karabakh. Okay, it's speculative to say in 2020 Azerbaijanis didn't open the corridor by force or didn't enter the Sunik or part of Sunik because of few Russian troops with Russian flags were deployed, or because for other reasons, or maybe they don't have any intention. Nobody can answer to that question, but at least we have Russian troops in Sunik. Of course, there are some experts who are telling that yes, these Russian troops will join Azeris and jointly will destroy Armenia. I don't think so. So at least from this perspective, if US and Europe will do nothing, at least Russian troops are in Armenia and they may do nothing. But again, no guarantee. So from my perspective, if we're trying to fix the probability, let's assume military attack against Armenia, who will be involved by military means? Again, no condemnations, no statements, no United Nations Security Council extraordinary meeting, which is France is very skillful to organize or whatever. I'm speaking about concrete actions on the ground to stop Azerbaijani advancements. And if Azerbaijani troops are successful to penetrate into Armenia, to push them out of Armenia. European Union, EU member state, United States, nothing. Russia have doubts, maybe yes, maybe no. Iran, maybe yes, maybe no. But probably the most likely are Iran reactions that they may do something militarily. Why? Because again, they are very close to Armenia. They have borders deployed along Iran-Armenia, Iran-Nakhchivan, and Iran-Azerbaijan border.
And they have troops right there.
They have troops, yes. They have troops. And also even through this all escalations in this after October 7 Middle East crisis, this Red Sea crisis, and etc., and also Iran's military strikes against Pakistan. Iran shows that, okay, if they believe that their vital national interests are under danger, they are ready to use military force. And they are not afraid of, oh, look, this is United States, oh, it's a nuclear power, you should do nothing. No, if they believe that this is against their vital national interests, they are ready to use force. And they are ready to use force even indirectly, even against United States, United Kingdom, and definitely if they are ready to use even indirectly force against US, UK, or whatever other countries is, then Azerbaijan definitely is much easier target. So from probability, number one is Iran, number two Russia, and then almost zero is Europe and United States. But to tell, okay, Russia will do something, 30% will do, 70% will not do. Iran, 70% will do, 30% will not do. I believe no one can say this. Even now, if you ask Russian foreign minister, Mr. Lavrov, okay, what Russia will do if tomorrow Azerbaijan launched large-scale attack against Armenia, Mr. Lavrov will say, I don't know, because this type of decision, I mean real military engagement, for example, Russian troops against Azerbaijan, or even Iranian troops against Azerbaijani troops, this will be decided at the top level. I mean, President Putin, probably supreme leader.
Well, it's certainly questionable whether Russia would do anything when you're threatening to arrest their president.